वाह, गेम तो अच्छा था लेकिन अब नहीं खेलूँगा। एक ही राउंड हो गया भाई, अब कितना खेलूँ। तो गाइस यार हाँ बहुत ज़्यादा दर्द करता है। तो गाइस मार से डर नहीं लगता गाइस, प्यार से लगता है। What he is feeling very happy without me. English not speaking, only Hindi speaking you are. What he is feeling very happy. What is wow, wow, what a English. The English boy. I don't know how can someone be like that. With the zero English. Chhi. I can never be like that. Never ever. How English speaking? Wow. No no no. My English is a bit better than you. Mother tongue. Mother tongue is Hindi. You are English translation. कब आ रहा है? Sorry. When you are coming? If you don't know English, there is no room for you. When you are coming, give me a perfect date. You must provide the date of your coming so that I can understand. Not coming? Why you are not coming? Are you want your bag to be so wider? Good night. Good night. And go in your bed, not on your phone. Then it's supposed to be good night, bro. I got my job in MNC with 80,000 lakh पैसा कुछ भी आता हूँ ब्रेस्ट व्हाट इज ब्रेस्ट ब्रो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस आता हूँ व्हाई यू आर राइटिंग ब्रेस्ट हियर no out of the topic discussions bro, be some manners. तूने इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट किया है क्या कमेंट? यस it was written the day after tomorrow. तो कल ही होगा ना, कल आता हूँ, तो इसका मतलब टुमारो होगा। तो इसमें फिर बी वाला क्यों आ गया? तेरी नियत में खोटा है, खोटा सिक्का। सोया सोया गुड नाइट। परसों कल ही आना रे, कल आना, परसों क्यों आएगा? पी इज वो पी इज वी यू पी। परसों इज वो पी इज वो पी क्या? गुड नाइट। पी इज वो पी क्या बता तो। पी इज वो पी क्या लिखा बता ना। आई रोट दैट द डे बिफोर यस्टरडे। द डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो परसों से परसों आएगा। दैट आई एम कमिंग द डे आफ्टर टुमारो। गुड नाइट। Now I'm on our topics. Our 7th day of novel tortured heart. वापस प्लीज कमेंट in Hindi. No, because I wanted to learn English, so that I must to surround everything with English. No Hindi required, bro. You Bhojpuriya आदमी, no Hindi, only अंग्रेजी. Keep going. Peoples like you always come with me, but with good keep going words. Why talk me in English and you feel some fear and keep getting confused? For that, for that solvency, I am using these things, bro. Writing a word per day. What I have wrote is chuckle, means a soft laugh. Forwarded, few forward, blabbering, throbbing, and recuperated. I'm getting better day by day, bro. When you are coming, come tomorrow. कल करो सो आज करो सो अभी. पल में परल होगी बहरूगिरी कब. And there is a 1,000 rupee punishment. चला गया. So guys, we have completed our story of chapter 20, and we were now on chapter 21. And what chapter 21 says, he sits there next to the open seat with a black hoodie on with the hoodie, black hoodie with the on hood, with on the hoodie on with the hood on his head, so you could only see the loose dark brown hand of hairs out from underneath. With his elbows with his elbows crossed and on his desk, he sat there. He wrote dark, vast, changed. One text in the मेरे को ये पढ़ने का मन कर दूसरा पढ़ूंगा. Guys, switching to another novel because this novel is so irritating. Pillow cuddling. Pillow cuddling, we have finished that particular. I am searching for another one. The baby contract. A wife for a stranger. Fresh marriage. A wife for a stranger. A alpha king, ugly bride. I think I have to go with uh, a very new, we can say a very new novel, because the novel we have had is so big, and we must to give our entire months for the particular, and we somehow also going to get confused. So we are now today onwards, not today onwards, but yeah, eventually we are starting our second novel, and the name of the novel is Baby Contract. Should we start or not? We must just start, because I want some interesting topics. Right. Something that I can enjoy while reading. Fuck, why did you tell me this before you signed the contract? Bullied. The baby contract. And this story is been completed, and it has, I think, 5 chapters, and we were going to read it. Chapter 1, the baby contract. It contained 90 plus keyword, 90 plus words, 90,000 plus words, and the novel is completed. So, starting, good days, good day, Miss Carla reads. I'd urge you to return tomorrow or whenever you are free. The CEO is not around presently, and I don't wanna keep delaying you. Clara sighed. Oh, okay. The receptionist felt bad for her. I'm so sorry about that. You can leave your document and CV with me. One thing I can assure you is that you'd get the job definitely only if she paused. Clara got curious and asked only if what? The recep- receptionist the receptionist exhaled heavily and continued, only if you are single. Clara's eyes widened. She wondered if her material status was necessary. The receptionist tried to put her at ease. Well, I can see it in your document that you are not married, and that's great. Clara nodded slowly and asked, but does it matter? The receptionist stuttered. Yeah, and I'll guarantee that my CEO will employ you if you are not married and if you have no child. Child? Wow! Yes! Child. It's child, bro. Clara scoffed. I don't. The receptionist clapped her hands happily. Perfect. Well, then you'll get the job. You have just passed the compulsory requirements. Clara smiled but didn't say anything. The lady continued. I informed the CEO about you. One more thing. Try to be here tomorrow. Unfamiliarly. Unfeelingly is our next word, and it must be written and documented so that we continue our words learning journey. I must to do this in order to 06. The word is unfailingly. Unfailingly. Clara said, I'll thank you so much. I will. Thank you so much. She stood up and made her way through the door. As soon as she got out of the office, she jumped up happily. She suddenly stopped jumping and shuddered. Shuddered. We must to add that particular too, but it's not for today. It's not like I have gotten the job. She sighed heavily. Clara is a graduate and she is been searching for job for some months now, and it's been pretty difficult because she always get turned down from some dumb reasons. Clara almost gave up, but she just couldn't. She wanted to earn an means of living instead of living off friends and family like Jennifer. Okay, literally, she has just gotten a job easy peasy just because she said she was single with no child. What type of job is this? She planned to return to the company tomorrow, meet the CEO for the interview, though the receptionist, 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 though the receptionist has assured her she couldn't help but still felt ang- anxious, anxious. The receptionist she met earlier should have just gone straight to the point, interest of making her wait for the CEO who never came. She walked slugly and wearily to a nearby bar shop. A childy bottle. A chilled bottle. Childy. Chilled. A chilled bottle of whiskey for one. Clara honorably, as soon as she entered into the bar, drawing other people's attention to see who it was. She rolled her eye, not minding the streets she was receiving. Whatever she hissed, she she walked towards the bartender who politely served her a bottle of whiskey and a glass of cup just like she has ordered. But interested of pouring into the glass cup first, she hungrily gulped in directly from the bottle. Gosh, this is so good. She gave a soft bleach. Belk. BLCH belk होता है वो. She was about to take another hunger gulp again when someone interrupted her. Gently, come on, there's a glass right in front of you, the stranger said. He grabbed the bottle from her. What heck? What the heck? I know now, give it back. She grabbed the bottle back from him. Then you should drink from the glass instead. It's etiquette. Clara ignored him and drank from the bottle again. The stranger flooded his hand and stood right in front of her. Please leave already. She rolled her eye. The stranger smirked. You look smirked बहुत बार आ गया. Smirked. You look so decent on the outfit store. You just yelled into the bar. You are rude to someone you have just met. You are lady. You shouldn't even drink whiskey. But then you have lost your etiquette. Clara had finally had enough of the man's etiquette. So she shouted, Excuse you, do you know me? He shook his head. No, not at all. Clara rolled her eyes. Then why you even care about what I do? He just shrugged. Just the plain fact. You should be decent both on outside and the inside. Clara rolled her eyes again. You know nothing about me or what I have been through. So stop swooping nonsense and leave me alone. She darkened. She drank from the bottle again and mumbled, so stiffing. Clara took a last gulp from the bottle, dropping it, and paid the bartender. She began to walk out of the bar while the man started at her till she was out of the sight. Lima sighed heavily and shook his head. Clara Oni, come help me with all this. Jenny shouted from the kitchen of her restaurant. Clara reached it out a yarn and moved in the direction of the kitchen. She was 23 old and had reddish brown hair. She was 55 to feet tall and a little bit chubby. She had a small round face with dimples and more on the left side of her upper lip, which depends whenever she smiled. She had brown eye, the color of honey. She was endowed and had curves in all the right place. Now, guys, no guy would pass by her without turning back to take a second look. She was really beautiful that she knew she took after her mother's stunning beauty. Clara was fresh out of college and had started applying for job on the net. She managed she majored in art and also loved to paint. Painting gave her joy and made her forget her the current world she is in, and painting made her long for something so much. She couldn't place a finger on the exact thing it was. She was the only child of Devs and Georgia Reeds. Devish, her father dies in a car accident when she was 6. She had even only comfort of her mother, Georgia. She never reminds the same still. She lived on for their daughter's sake. She sighed, putting the past at the back of her mind. She came to visit her best friend in her small restaurant, popularly known in the area as Jenny Kitchen. Jennifer Wells was her best friend back in college. She still was. They both went to Harvard University, and after they graduated, Jenny had immediately moved to Mexico City with her boyfriend to open up a restaurant and start a new life. Clara wanted to pursue her career, so she began to search for suitable jobs in the city. She was not pleased with the one available, so she decided to follow her friend's footsteps and relocate to Mexico too, but it was not so easy for her. She had to come up with thousands of reasons why she wanted to leave the state she was brought up when she tabled the matter before her mom. Georgia had cried her eyes out when Clara informed her about her decisions to move to Mexico City and begin a new life, a new job, a new everything. She tried to pursue and make her changes her mind, but knowing Clara was as stubborn as her dad, and once her mind was made up, it would take a whole world to change it. Georgia did not have a choice but to accept and respect her daughter's decisions. Ever since her husband's death, she had become very fragile and looked forlorn, lorn, forlorn, looked forlorn. Her daughter was the only reason she smiled. Sometimes she would sit outside her porch and started blankly into space. Clara would sit with her one on such days, make small talks, crack jokes until she came out of her cell. Friends had suggested her getting a new lover, that it would keep her from thinking about Davis. She had refused, of course. She was not going to Mexico with her boyfriend though, because she had known. Of course, she had been in a relationship before. It just didn't turn out well like she had hoped. That Dutch bag of a boyfriend cheated on her and still had the guts to put the blame on her, saying that it was all her fault and he wouldn't have done that if she had given in to him and give him sex. Yeah, it was all her fault and he wouldn't have done that if she had given in to him and given him this. Remembering all that made her wanted to poke. It had all happened 2 years ago. Clara went into the kitchen and was greeted with the view of Jenny battling with the arrangement of the utensils. She lent a helping hand and they finished everything on time, in no time. So, what are your plans for today? Jenny asked, turning to brushes of a speckle of dust on one of the cabinets. Uh, I don't know, honestly. Clara signed audibly before she went on. One of the jobs I applied for online asked me to come for an interview. The job is not in my line of profession, though, but I am ready for anything. Uh, I would have accepted the offer, but the requirement listed on the advertisement sounds ridiculous. She took a pause. Jenny looked very interested now. Imagine they want a young lady of 19 to 25 years. She must be heavily endowed and not married. Jenny's eyes widened and they become huge and they became hug as secure. What the hell? I thought so too. Clara continued. I think those uh, requirements are very ridiculous. Gee, I'm damn tired of looking for a job that I literally accept anyone that come my way now. Except that, of course, she exhaled and off, reached for a cup of water. Okay, now I get. Jenny looked at Clara intently and continued. But hey, I have an idea. Clara raised one fine craved eyebrow and motioned for her to continue. Why don't we run this restaurant together? We both know very good cook. So I think you will do great in this field. Jenny held her breath, almost as if knowing what Clara reply would be. I can't, Jenny. I want to try something different. Do something different. Clara almost begged, searching Jenny's face to see if she understood her. Okay, okay, I get you. Jenny decided to let go of the matter, but never hesitate to come to me for help. Okay? Jenny smiled and reached out to squeeze her hands. Thank on. Thanks on. Clara engulfed her in a big hug. Later, Clara decided to try her luck and thus decided to go to the interview of that job. Don't push your luck, a voice in her head said. She put those thoughts at at the back of her mind. She decided not to go to the interview. She was supposed to go very earlier the next morning and try this ridiculous one. Damn, Lima. Blank slammed down the receivers. He was beyond being ordinary annoyed right now. He was in a range. How dare he? दिल दिया है जान भी दूंगा तुमको ए सनम. Yo, man. Donald Blake just phoned up him on now to warn his son that. Oh, sorry. How dare he? How dare he tell him what to do? His father, Blake just phoned him. Now to warn his son that he would take away what he prized most, the company he had worked all his 35 years on earth for. He had threatened to take it away from him in he didn't produce him a grandchild in a year. He replied, the conversation in his head and felt another wave of anger surge through him. Okay, so it's why they want a grandchild? I don't know. Threats didn't sit well with him, though he was not the type to be moved by such threats. He knew his old man well. He was just as stubborn as his dad. He had bluntly told his father that such threats won't work on him anymore, that he was not a pushover. But knowing his old man was just as strong headed as he was, he wouldn't go back on his words and would carry on with his threat. If Lima didn't do what he asked of him, his childhood friend Alexander Hamilton came into his office that moment. On one look at Lima, he could already guess something was off. He looked like he was ready to kill someone. Alex held his tongue in checks,
Pikachu, Pikachu.
his hands over in his hearts playful. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm ready to spill blood. Lima replied as all serious. And whose blood is that? Alex asked. Looking seriously now. Donald's. Yes, stood out. Your father? Alex asked, looking astounded. Yeah, what happened? Alex asked, looking perplexed. Lima narrated everything his father said to him, getting angry by the minute, and Alex just nodded and muted. As oh, when he was done. Oh, is that all you got to say? Lima really wanted to punch his big head. Hey man, calm down. Alex calu- casualed, already smiling. Really? I should calm down? Lima asked, looking in ridiculous. Maybe I will after treating you to some nice punches of mine. He rolled the sleeves of his shirt up and gave Alex a hot kiss. Oh no, Alex said before running away for his dear life. The two did like cat and rat, while the employees looked on, wondered what was wrong with two of the richest men in Mexico. But knowing Alex so well, they knew he must have provoked his boss that made him run around like a little kid. Hey, hey, it's okay. Let's be serious now. Alex laughed and ducked when Lima pulled off on one of his shoes and threw it at him. Not before I break your head. Lima muted and the two went on like that for more minutes before finally popping up on the couch. In Lima's office, they were there now. You know what, baby? Why don't you consider your old man's offer and become a married man? Or you can pretend like you are up for it and get a fake girlfriend instead. So he'd know you seriously about it. Alex added, think harder. Lima finally got his chance and didn't waste a minute of it. He smacked Alex's head very hard. Hey! Alex shouted, and Lima threw him a dirty glare which shut him up immediately. But I'm just trying to help, Alex whined and pouted. I like things about it. Assholes, now get the fuck out of my office. Hurry, Alex rejoiced. So I'll be a good father. Soon, he added smugly. Lena picked up his shoes again, but this time Alex didn't wait. He lifted on his heels. After Alex left, hi bro, how are you? Where are you from? He rubbed his hand, though his soft, silky black hair. He had no choice but to go along with what his friend suggested if he wanted to save his company. He shined, getting back to work. कैसे हो? How are you, Nikhil? Clara smoothly smoothed down her pencil skirt for the 50 times. She had decided to go for something professional and not too dressy, even if she was going to be a receptionist. She was determined to go and give it her all. What about you? I'm good, bro. I'm fine, bro. Thanks for asking. I'm too, bro. What about you? What are you doing right now? I was sleeping. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. She looked at herself into the mirror again and smiled. She was satisfied with what she saw and she turned to go out. She looked her door seriously behind her and stood waiting for a taxi. A guy passed by and whistled. Clara ignored him and smiled secretly to herself. She was used to having such effects on men. She knew. Her phone rang then and she checked the caller ID. It was Jenny. She picked on the first ring. Hi sweetie, Jenny said from the other end. Hi darling, Clara replied. How are you? No, I'm listening your story. Thank you, bro. Thank you for listening. Huh? So Clara replied. How are you? Have you gotten there yet? Should I call back? Jenny asked all the questions at once. Hey, calm down. Clara laughed. A little before she continued. I'm good and now I'm not there yet. Please continue. I'm waiting for a taxi and now you can't call me back. Let let's talk now, cause I'm fucking anxious right now, Clara said gratefully. If only you know how anxious I am right now, she added. You will be fine, Oni, and don't hesitate to call me if you need anything, okay? Clara answered. And one more thing, you have my blessings to kick the man in the balls if he turns out to be a pervert and try anything funny. See, sure, she trusted. Clara winkled, even though she knew Jenny couldn't see her. She waved down the taxi coming in her direction. She got in and occupied herself with games on her phone. She tried to calm down, her nervous, but its show wasn't working. Her hands started to shake slightly. She hoped the interview would go well and that she was wrong about those ridiculous receptionists couldn't or whatever. Her new working place to be what not too far, and she arrived here in 20 minutes. The building looks so cold and small. For a minute, she thought she got the wrong place and checked her phone from confirmation. She turned out to be right and immediately felt sick. She had no choice but to go in and find if it was any better there. To hear dismay, it was much more worse inside. Everywhere looked untidy and files lay cluttered everywhere. The receptionist desk was empty, of course, but that was not enough reason for it to look like a haunted place. In fact, the whole place looked like a haunted house. Clara looked horrified, wondering what she said gotten herself into. A man was secreted at the desk of a few steps from the receptionist desk. It looked like a chubby cubicle where he sat and not a big air conditioned office. Hello, she greeted. The man, John Standard, looked up and paused his glasses up. He was chubby, no fat to be precise, Clara noticed. Motioned. The man motioned her for to come over. Clara didn't miss the way his hungry eye rolled over her body, undressing her with his eyes and littering his eyes leaning linger his eyes linger on her hips for like a minute or two. Clara looked disgusted and knew he saw the expression of on her face. His face cleared and he seems to compose himself, but not for long. The fat ass did didn't even answer her greetings. Clara thought, feeling like punching his fat head. So you applied for the job of receptionist, huh? He asked, checking her out. His eyes stayed longer on her, clavering, and he glupted. Clara threw him a glare, not wanting to be anywhere near him. She wanted to be out of this horrible place. She started to panic. Yes, sir, she replied anyway. She brought out her qualifications and reached out to give him, but he held up his hand to decline. He held up his hand to decline. No need for. He grinned, showing his brown, rotten teeth. You hired, he exclaimed gleefully, rubbing his palms through, looking very pleased with himself. Oh, no, Clara thought in disappointment. What she was praying wouldn't happen had finally happened. This man wanted her not for work purposes, but it was obvious that he had other things in mind. Clara confused her suspicions now. She thanked the man and left, promising to resume work the next day. She turned and walked towards the door. She paused at the door and turned to look at the man one last time. She was right. The man's eyes was glued to her, but and he quickly tore his gaze away from her. looking down at his table and going through endless files. Clara shook her head and went out. Never was going, never was she going to work her, not even in her dreams. She went straight to Jenny's restaurant to tell her all that happened. Jenny didn't interrupt her, and after Clara narrated everything, they both agreed it would be better if she didn't resume work there. I thought so too. Now I have no choice but to go for the interview of the one I first applied for. Which one? Jenny was confused. Oh, I didn't tell you about that. Clara narrated everything to her. The job she first applied for, how she went, but didn't get to meet the CEO. Jenny was dumbfounded that Clara kept all those that to herself. She should Clara apologized. Then they stood up and looked around. Okay, bye bro. I'm going to sleep. Today I'm sleepy, okay? Sorry for I will not listening you story. कोई बात नहीं भाई, अब 6 मिनट बाद हम भी जाएंगे. गुड नाइट ब्रदर, गुड नाइट. वैसे भी समय 11 बज गया, 11 या 18 है. आप आराम से सोचिए. आपकी नींद बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है हमारे लिए. अच्छी नींद का आनंद लें आप. गुड नाइट, जय श्री राम. What happened? Oh, sorry. She, mm, really confused, surprised. She then stood up and looked around. What have you been up to? Jenny told her, and they both became en- engrossed in work. Clara helped her friend and went to talk order, went to take order from customers with the other attendants. Jenny's boyfriend Hunter arrived shortly after with his friends Troy. Hunter went over to where his girls was, hunged, hugged her from behind and whispered something into her ears. They both laughed and Jenny leaned into his arms. Clara looked away from them, her eye trying up, tearing up. They looked so much in love. It made her wonder if she would ever be so much in love her friend was. Good night. Good night, bhai. Good night, Jai Sri Ram. Good night, good night, good night. Good night. A sigh escaped through her lips and shook off the disturbing thought. A discreet cough made her come out of her revive and she looked up startled. A penny of your thoughts, Tori said, a small smile playing on his lip. I believe I haven't introduced myself properly yet. I'm Tori. He's finished with a friendly smile. He was good looking with a salt and pepper hair, brown eye, and a tall, lean body. Clara found herself smiling in return and extended her hand for a shake. Clara read. She smiled. Tori took her outside, handed and took it in both of his hands, held it for a while longer. मेरा भी आँख दर्द कर रहा है, सोने का मन कर रहा है भाई. A beautiful name for a beautiful lady, truly complimented with a mischievous smile and a wink his eyes. Twinkling, Clara looked at her toes, blumbing and mumbled, a thank you. Tori kept her company and chatted with her until Jenny and Hunter came to where they were. Tori seemed really interested in Clara and she thought he was cool as a friend though, but she could use a distracting right now. Tori got her number before he left with Hunters, promising to call her. They talked over phone that night and become fast friend. What? Become a best friend. And it's now 59 and we almost done our chapter 2 and we will start our chapter 3 tomorrow of the novel The Baby Contract and we will finish it tomorrow. And for today, it's all, guys. Good night, good night, good night. Have a good dream. Hope you all be fine and will be happy. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good day. And if you think my video are interesting, please find to subscribe, like, comment,